bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Number 10.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah, number 10.
10. Get
10.
these.
10.
Yay,
Or
jazz
1,
hands.
0.
Okay.
10.
Episode 10. Sorry for the slight delay. We're a week late because Ray over here was on vacation.
I'm sorry, it was me.
It was. But before we get into that, we're going to introduce our special variety guest today, who is full of carcinogenic sweeteners.
The very best kind that
And that
Dollar
is-
Store could buy.
What do you go by?
We're just gonna go with Eric, better known as Mr. E.
Mr. E.
Yes.
There it is.
There
We were waiting
Wait,
the whole time.
It was so beefy.
That was
Like the room is warmer as a result.
Perfect time.
One.
This room doesn't need to be any warmer. We have so much
before,
padding on the walls.
welcome to the show, sir. Thanks for.
Thanks for coming through, man.
I think, as you put it, this might be too information, but thank you for. See, you said washing your testicles to be here. I appreciate that.
I sent that picture with full confidence.
He sent me.
Okay.
He sent me a picture like last week when I was like, "Hey, we're gonna have
Nope,
to."
you
do
should have just left it there. When they just had anybody been like, "But was it his balls?"
Yeah, of next week of him in the shower going. And then it said, "I washed my balls for this" or something like that.
I can't believe I washed my balls.
Yeah, something was.
I'm
something.
like a Tickle Me Elmo right off the production line. Clean test tickle.
Clean test. So,
It's always right when I take a drink.
so a couple.
I am timing it at this.
One thing I
No
just want to
idea.
say. So today is, I don't know what day is it recording. September 17th. So this one will be out this weekend, the 21st.
Yep, this is the 17th.
And then episode 11 will be out the weekend after that. So we're back on the schedule. And then.
And it's going to be out this Saturday because Luke is pulling double
Yes.
time
Yes.
to get this shit edited, and it's all my fault.
And then episode 12 and 13, I wanted to make the announcement, are both in October. So episode 12, especially 13, because we live in a Dan Marino loving country, for some reason, I want you guys to message the shop with some sort of spooky stories, which may or may not have happened.
Yeah.
And for the October
Nice.
episode, or episodes,
Fuck yeah.
we are going to,
My brother and burp.
the classic
It's gonna get
the
better.
classic Reddit where it's just some guy with really bad narrator voice reading the one time I saw a black cat or whatever, you know, like, it's always, I don't know if you've ever listened to those.
I
like,
have, but why did it end with a cum?
I don't know, but it's I don't know, but it does.
Because
But
it
anyway.
always ends in a cum.
But anyway, that's for the future.
That's
So
usually how it
today,
is for me. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we're going to start that now, though. Like, you should probably, message the shop or give us a call
Right.
or whatever and give us some spooky stories that we can, read on the air.
We might-
like almost like a creepypasta, but local.
right, I'm thinking Coast to Coast AM, rest in peace, Art Bell.
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
You ever listen to that?
Jesus.
Yes.
I
Coast
love
to
that.
Coast
Dude,
AM.
I love
I
that
also
show.
used to do
Oh.
drugs. I understand.
I still do, but I used to too.
Rest in peace, Mitch Hedberg.
Anyway, Ray, so let's start it off, man. I heard a lot of
Man.
talk about sea turtles to your clients.
Oh, yeah, dude. So all last week, I was on vacation to North Carolina. I went down with my girlfriend's family because they're originally from North Carolina. And one of her favorite places to go was the Outer Banks. I don't know a thing about the fucking Outer Banks other than that really, really terrible TV show that was on Netflix. And it's literally just called the Outer Banks.
Is it a city name or is it like a vacation
The Outer
spot
Banks
that
is
they call it that?
the whole section. So literally, it's the entire fucking extended coastline of North Carolina, and it's just called
Okay.
the Outer Banks.
Okay.
And it's pretty self-explanatory because it's literally just the outer bank of North Carolina. So it's the wildest geography I think I've ever been in the location of in my entire life. Because you have to take a fucking 1.5 mile long bridge just to get there.
Wait, you were North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay, because I've been to Hilton Head, but I think that's South Carolina.
I have no idea.
Hilton Head Resort. It's something to do with
I was there for a week. I'm not an expert.
whatever.
There's a lot going on.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. But no, we went down there and it was like an 18-hour fucking drive, there and back.
With 2 children.
Yep. I don't ever want to do that again.
God.
Yeah, it was.
When are you getting the vasectomy?
Oldest one is what? Harper is
5.
5?
Yep.
5 and below.
And my son's almost 3.
So yeah.
So it was a lot of
8.
fucking yelling and screaming and fucking, that's mine, and fucking just. And then there's my 3-year-old son going, ha ha ha, I have your toy. I don't know what this means. And then her getting mad. And
Right.
then it was just
Yeah.
rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
the
right.
whole time.
Chloroform. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, I wish. Oh,
I'll
man.
turn this damn bus around.
That'll end your.
Did you do
precious
the
field
classic
trip.
dad at least one time? Like
Oh,
turn
I
around
lost
and
my
scream?
shit, dude. I lost my shit. One moment in particular is because the whole ride, every time she had like 100 toys in her lap at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I freaked out about was every time that my son would look over and he would see like all of these toys in her lap and he would grab one and she'd like freak out and go, "That's mine, that's mine." And I'm like, "Okay, give the fucking toy back. Like stop grabbing her shit, blah, blah, blah. Give it back." All right, cool. And then I look in the rearview mirror and it's her with one of her toys doing this and like waving it in his face, and then he grabs it from her and she freaks out again. So I turn around and I grabbed it and I whipped it on the dashboard and I was like, "And now nobody gets it and you'll like it." And she's like, "When can I have it back?" I go, "You're not getting it back. It's mine now." And then
Barbie's sunbathing now, bitch.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barbie's going to melt to the dashboard now.
Holy shit! Just had a random thought. We're all old.
Weird segue.
We're all old. But
Timeless, sure.
Do you remember this was Family Video, and I'm sure because you're from Ohio, right?
I neither confirm nor deny.
We went
Or-
through Ohio.
There we go.
Ohio,
Sorry.
as we
Ohio,
probably sound.
I
him,
hated it.
As we probably sound him.
I mean, you're amongst the many. It's
It sucks.
Do you guys remember at Family Video when you go up to the counter and it was like, "Get insurance on your tapes because this could happen," and it had the most
The melted tape?
Yes,
shitty
fuck.
VHS tape.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
okay.
what hot car did you leave this in?
That just right when you were like sunbathing Barbie, that clicked into my head for
Just
some reason.
fucking a melted VHS tape
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
the dashboard of your
Yeah,
car.
it-
You just had
never.
a Vietnam flashback.
I
of
did.
Youth.
I did.
Oh,
I did.
It's that picture of Luke like this, but like the choppers in the background.
Dude,
So the choppers is just like fucking dudes on skateboards and melted VHS tapes.
hey,
That's my Waterloo.
scratches and DVDs.
Oh Jesus Christ!
pretty much what it was, man.
Dude, fucking PS1 was no joke.
Oh man, fucking
I rode my bike to Family Video one time when Resident Evil 3 came out,
fucking A.
and I was like
Nem-
12.
Nemesis?
Nemesis.
Yeah, I was 12.
Nemesis?
Nemesis. I was 12, and
Gonna give me a stutter by the end of this. Jesus.
they're like, "You can't rent this because you're not 17."
Oh yeah,
And
that's where they were. Super
I was like, "Can you
fucking-
just call my house?" And they were like, "Yeah, we can do that." And
Remember
my mom
that?
was like, "Whatever."
That was great. I used
Yeah.
to do that.
Stopped you from like dude.
No, they well, at
would-
least
they
that
would stop
employee
you,
was like,
yeah.
as long as you called the house.
Yep.
I mean, some people. I mean, if I worked there, I'd be like, "You're 4, whatever. Here, just take it and get out." You know what I mean? But
You're a
Yeah, they used to-
fantastic adult figure.
They
yeah,
used to do
yeah.
that every time I would run to Blockbuster and rent anime that was like R-rated. Like the first time I rented like Ninja Scroll.
That's the first one.
That's the first one. And then I rented that when they were like, "Do you have a parent in garden with you?" I go, "No, but my mom's home." And they're like, "Okay, what's your phone number?" And they literally just call my mom. My mom's like, "That's fine." And I would just go home with Ninja Scroll. I'm like, "I'm gonna go watch boobs and blood."
Yeah,
See ya.
Ninja
No
Scroll.
juncture was he like, yeah, there's a hard non sequitur doggy style scene.
Yes,
you
there
cool with
is.
that?
There is.
Nah, she doesn't need to know that.
Shout out to Ninja Scroll if you haven't seen it. Go
Fuck
check
yeah,
it
dude.
out.
That's the most stoic doggy style you've ever seen. Is he deadpans into the small of that woman's back while talking about assassination
The
plans.
small of that woman's
It is.
back.
That guy is unfazed the whole time. It was like the level of concentration that man is having right now.
Or
probably-
the weakest beef flaps you've ever encountered in your life.
They probably saved like 2 weeks of animation time not having to draw emotions on that
Probably.
on that guy's face. They were like, just
They're just, you know
just
what?
let it-
Yeah, just have him just be fucking stone cold the whole time. Anyway, holy fucking.
So,
Ends with the
yeah,
glass
sidetrack.
shatter
yeah,
and
we
the
got
stunner.
Yeah.
we went way out.
Oh,
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, no.
Let's go from
Anyway.
Japanese beef flaps to Outer Banks.
Yeah, and we're back.
Outer Banks,
Outer Banks.
saving turtles. You were
Anyway.
down there, kids screaming.
Yeah, so
Toys.
I'm gonna skip all that crap because that's not the fun part.
Right.
But
how long did it
me losing my shit in the car.
Did you
was not
guys?
fun.
Did you guys drive like 10 hours hotel and then finish it, or like what did you? How did you?
So when we left, we did, I believe it was 11 and a half hours, and then we did a hotel in West Virginia,
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm
which
sorry.
that is the wildest state other than North Carolina I think I've ever been to. There's not a flat part of that entire fucking state. It's all mountains. Like
He's right,
the
you
whole
know.
way through it, man. It's crazy. Like I think if you look at a topographical fucking map of West Virginia,
Yeah.
it's just the Appalachian Mountains. That's it. And they just sandwich towns wherever there's a flat enough part to put a town in,
Oh, okay.
which is why people probably have more cousins than teeth there.
Mm.
So.
I mean, I have quite a bit of family in the holler.
Do you?
Oh, dead serious.
In West Virginia?
Yeah.
Really?
In South Charleston, yeah, dude. I used to go there. I used to go there like once or twice a year for like. So
Is
many
Charleston the capital? What's
Yes.
the capital? Okay, that's where we
Yeah.
stayed.
It's
The state capitol looks fucking dope because it's gold as fuck.
It's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong.
It's a cool town.
Until you see the people, and then you realize like they live
Oh,
their
yeah.
lives, and then you got to look at them with all their not teeth and
Yeah,
weird
my
misshapen
favorite comment when we were there was my girlfriend's stepdad. I was saying that I was probably the most like out of place person in West Virginia at that point, and he goes, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Son, we're in the Bible Belt now," and I was like, "Great, that explains all the stairs." And he goes, "Yeah, to these people, you're a meth dealer," and I go, "Great," and I'm like, "Awesome."
That's the only problem if you don't have a shard on you. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. But I was like, "Awesome, cool." That's probably explains why I look how I do, and nobody else looks like me. So,
I mean, like. It's just you're not in the Bible Belt so much as you're in like the fucking bread factory because they're so inbred at that point.
And why do we always say it whenever maybe I don't know if you back in Ohio did it, but whenever at least my
Debatably
friends,
Ohio.
Everybody I know, whenever we like say something stupid and uneducated sounding, there's always a thick Southern accent on it for some reason. I don't know why that is.
I am an Appalachian boy. I just spent a lot of time.
Your
in
accent
Ohio.
is like nothing. I'm talking like,
Right.
Well, yeah. I'm talking like that.
What the fuck was that? Is it a stroke victim or a
Yes.
Creole? I can't. Are you Gambit?
yes,
Like,
Louisiana, Leezy.
Louisiana.
You know, states that don't
no, like
sound like 'em?
like that. Like I think we talked about this on one of the other episodes where whenever you say something like really stupid and ignorant, for some reason you put a Southern twang on it. But whenever you say something really intelligent, you always put like a British accent on it.
Oh,
So
right.
because for some reason the connotation we just
Oh,
assume
well,
that people
yeah,
from the
it's-
South are stupid.
You just hear Windsors talk with their lower palate, and you're just like, oh, he speaks like that, so it
Yeah,
must be
yeah,
important.
yeah,
But really,
that.
I've met a ton of narnars from across the pond.
Narnars, dude.
Window licking narnars. It's like at no juncture would I encounter these people and I'd be like, oh yeah, you're the fucking intellectual wunderkind that like inherited the EU. That's fantastic.
You narrate my documentaries.
yeah.
Yeah, like all of that.
It's like
stuff.
just talk about the
If
penguins.
David Attenborough doesn't narrate my fucking autobiography, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude, he's like fucking 80 bajillion years
That's
old.
fine.
At this point.
Him or fucking
So,
I don't know.
So not a lot
Yeah,
of
you
heavy,
ran out, didn't you?
Yeah.
not a
my
lot
brain
of
stopped.
heavily tattooed goons there, huh?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. So it was that was like so yeah, we stopped in West Virginia. We stayed there. And then left at like 4 in the fucking morning again. And rolled into North Carolina probably about like 3:30, something like that. Fucking it's bananas when there's like literally one fucking bridge to get on to the Outer Banks. So the traffic was just fucking terrible, like trying to get there. But once you're there, it's just it's the weirdest fucking geography I think I've ever been in my life. Because when you drive down the like 1-lane road, just you're passing like 60 fucking houses that are like 3 to 4 stories tall a piece, and they're all like all the way down. And then you realize that like 100 yards to my left is the ocean, and then like 100 yards to my right is the ocean, and you're just like right in the middle. Like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Well, we'll put up a fucking map and I'll show you like where it is, like somewhere in this area. Have fun editing that.
yeah.
Luke.
I don't know. I'm not doing the cartoon animated dots and
Just
shit.
put a
though.
dick
No,
up
no,
there
you
where
don't
his
have to
hand
do
is.
Yeah.
Or no,
Right
scrotum.
here.
Scrotum, because he's
Scrotum.
petting it.
It's
I
right
might-
here. Notice. And it's just I hope you
Put
just
a
edit
picture
in
of
like a
put
giant
that
dick.
picture of me in the shower right next to
Yeah,
his
yeah. Oh yeah, I do have.
It'd be
that.
like that. You'd be like, whoops. Anyway, North Carolina. But no, so like actually when we came south, like into North Carolina, we had to cross the bridge and then go back north to where we were going for Corolla. So it was literally like a 20-mile stretch of just a 1-lane road just to get to where our Airbnb was.
Right.
And yeah, and so you had to literally take that all the way down and then back up if you wanted to do anything on the mainland. Oh, there it is.
Jeez, that was so. I could feel the moisture.
Ew.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So
I appreciate you too, sweet.
mildew.
Mildew.
So overall, it was pretty neat, huh? Once you got there.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty fucking wild. The fucking weather was beautiful, but yeah, there was pretty crazy shit. Like I think the craziest. Well, there's multiple crazy things that we did, but we kind of did like a bunch of touristy shit. We went to one of my favorite things to do ever when I go anywhere, aquariums.
Did you see a manatee?
No. I
Really?
didn't. No manatees.
There weren't any fat chicks on the beach right now. Not a single one.
Not a single one.
Not a single fucking like
Nobody's-
beached aquatic creature.
No. A lot of skinny people. in
Not
North
everything's
Carolina.
deep fried over there, so.
No, but they have really good barbecue. like
Oh,
really good
doesn't
barbecue.
need to be if it's covered in fucking sauce.
Sauce. Yeah,
Yeah,
we went to a place called Suey's.
Like suey.
Like
Yeah, that one.
calling a pig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just called Suey's.
So it's not a land mammal so
Yeah.
much as it is just like it's they're open range people.
Open range
Yes.
people. Did they?
Also, they have a drive-through gas station,
We've seen
like
I've seen-
drive-through beverage gas station.
Oh well, that's
So like you literally have to drive around and then you pull in and it literally looks like you pulled your car into a gas station, like if you like ran it through the wall.
Is that
Because
not a
all the
thing
shit
here?
on the right is literally just the doors.
Like you
of,
can see all
of
the
a gas station.
coolers and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that
So,
not
like,
a thing here?
No.
Oh,
We
dude,
had-
there's
we've-
so many in
We've
Cincinnati.
had.
Really?
I saw one here
Allegedly.
one time.
I don't. I've
Allegedly.
never been.
That's where,
I've
that's
seen
where we
one
stayed-
here
That's where
one-
we stayed on the way back.
One
from
here one
Cincinnati.
time, but it was something that was converted from an old place, so they were just using it, and then they shut it down because
Dude,
It
the
was,
Quick and Colds in Cincinnati. There's like 80 of them.
Quick and cool. Okay,
you
they
go
called
through,
it.
you'd be
It wasn't called that, but it was something probably pretty close to it.
Yeah, there's like a trillion variants, but you just go through and you just look at them. You're just like 40s, please, and then you'll just
Yeah.
grab. It's usually Old English or like fucking Colt 45 or some
Yeah.
shit like that. And just throw it into the car.
Yeah, you could literally just go through and be like, I need fucking like 3 Mountain Dews, and they'd pull it out of like the coolers and like bag
Yeah.
it for you, and then you just pay it like that. And I'm like, I could just do this faster if I just walked through the fucking gas
Yeah,
station.
right.
But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
if you
I
get out of the
it.
car, they might figure out that you've been.
I feel like
fucking
it's a
consuming.
southern hospitality thing.
It-
You know what I mean?
Is
Like, we'll
Ohio
get it for
fucking
you.
southern
No, not
enough?
Ohio.
Oh, no.
Fucking North Carolina.
Ah, it's fuck-
He shoots. Oh, way off.
Oh, way
All
off.
right.
Hell of a whiff.
The wind took it.
Actually, no, he made it, and it was beautiful. There's fucking streamers over there, it's just out of camera view. Like, I see a series of multicultural people
I really wish-
crying
a
right
series
now.
of multicultural people.
It's they're all crying. It's the IOC right now. Like, you're gonna get your medal after the podcast.
I wish we had the little like streamer poppers. Like it's like, oh, there's streamers everywhere.
Fuck the levels up so bad.
Yeah,
Like, I'd have to offset it by having the beefiest burp in the middle.
Equal it out.
It's like Carrie Strug winning the 1996 gold medal. She broke her ankle, but instead it's just you mildly inconveniencing yourself to skyhook the fucking bottle into the sink.
slow motion.
Maybe we'll slow mo that one and make it like security camera level of frame rates, so it's just like
240p. Love that
Dude.
shit.
why everything technology
every-
gets
it's-
quicker and
it's
faster,
every-
but security.
It's every Olympic montage where they like throw the javelin. It's like, doo, doo, doo,
There's just some Eastern European guy in the background, just like stoic face, but pumping both fists. See the
Yeah,
vascular neck and shit.
just sweating. But yeah, man, fucking.
Good time.
Oh, where was I? Anyway.
You were there. You got
good
there.
non
Something
sequiturs.
about turtles.
Oh, holy shit, that was fucking crazy.
People got to hear the turtle story.
That was fucking wild. Okay, so I didn't know anything about this, like, going down there. I didn't hear anybody talking about it, but so what we did is we got up super early in the morning, and my girlfriend's stepdad had rented a 4-wheel drive Jeep so that we could go on the beach. Because if you go on the beach, it has to be a 4-wheel drive car, and you have to like semi-flatten your tires so that you can actually get more traction on the beach. So we fucking head out like super early. We got like her stepdad driving. We got both the kids, and then me not seat belted in the back of this Jeep. So I was like, all right, not bad. So we're like driving down the beach, and the sun's coming up, and it's fucking incredible. Like I have pictures and shit that I'll send to you, and we'll put them up and stuff. It's it was like the coolest shit. And like obviously like ocean in the background. It looked like I was in like a fucking 80s montage fucking video, essentially like cruising on the Jeep. You know, like I
Oiled
wish it
up
had
like
like
Tom
neon
Cruise.
colors and like a mullet in the breeze.
Just came from a volleyball game. We know this.
Don't hassle the Hoff is what it should
Don't
have been.
hassle the hop. Don't hassle.
So
the
we're
hop.
we're cruising down, and there's just people like walking on the beach and shit, like enjoying sunrise, doing fucking Outer Banks shit, and so we're like coming up to this tarped area it's like tarped in like a U shape. So basically, I was like, well, what the fuck is that? And my girlfriend's stepdad's like, oh, there's a sea turtle nest in there, and they're going to be hatching soon. And so when they hatch, they are kind of like protected and they're aided to try to get to the sea because there's like low population, I guess. They're called loggerhead sea turtles.
Mhm.
And they're going to be hatching soon. So as we were driving past, you see like this tarped off area. So when they hatch, they're like basically forced to like head towards the ocean. Like, hey, don't fucking have ADHD and go that way. Like, head right where you're supposed to go. And so we're cruising through, and there's all these like other like tire tracks on the beach and shit like that from other people that have drove through. And we're cruising through, and I look to my left, and like kind of like scope out like how it looks like on the inside of the tarps, and I look down, and I'm like, the sand is moving. That's cool.
Is there sarlacc in there?
Right, right. So I look down. I'm like, nope, those are baby fucking turtles.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like 8:30 in the morning, and I was like, wow, I thought they weren't supposed to hatch for like a couple days or a day or whatever. And so I motioned. I was like, hey, fucking, there's turtles, like, right there. And he's like, what? And he, like, fucking Yui's the fucking Jeep in the sand. And he's like, hold on. And he, like, fucking pulls us over. And I'm like, dude, I'm in the back, man. Please don't Yui super hard because I'm going to come flying out of this bitch. So he Yui's over, and he, like, fucking unbuckles and, like, jumps out of the fucking Jeep and, like, runs over. And he's like, where did you see him?
Still
and I was
in neutral.
like, yeah.
Just
Into the ocean we go. And so then Alex is like unbuckling, and my girlfriend fucking jumps out, and she's running over there. And she's like, where'd you see him? And I was like, they're literally like in the pathway, like heading towards the ocean, like, you know, doing what fucking turtles do, you know? And Dallas is like immediately like jumps on the phone and calls the fucking turtle authorities.
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't
that's
know.
what I heard you
Master
say.
Splinter.
Yeah, I don't
Master
call
fucking
yeah,
Splinter.
cause
It's like
Master
he called,
Splinter.
He called the turtle. I said Master Roshi, but
Oh yeah, yeah. Master Roshi shows up.
Yours
turtle.
has sayings. It wins.
saying
Yeah,
he
right.
wins.
So yeah, he fucking gets on the horn. He's like, oh, this is Dallas, and I'm down on the beach, and we're right next to by the turtle nest and shit, and they're hatching, and I'm like, what did I do? Like, why is this such a big fucking deal? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm just stuck in the Jeep with the kids. And I'm just like, all right, we're going to hang out, I guess. And while you guys, like, lose your minds. So I don't know what the fuck was going on, like, half the time. And so I jump out of the beach, and I was like, hey, entertain yourselves. I'll be right back. So I, like, run over, and I'm like, okay, what's the big deal? What's happening? And by that point, we had all these other people, like, showing up, and they're watching. They're like, oh, my God, it's fucking amazing. It's turtles. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm the only one not from here, so I have no... I'm like, cool, I've seen this on National Geographic like 100 fucking times.
They're gonna
Like,
scream
what's the big deal?
cowabunga and eat pizza.
Were they
Like,
all?
Right.
Were they?
They just mutate and, like, fucking start kicking everyone's ass.
Was everybody
what's
like that?
happening?
Was like, were they all like tourists? Like,
No, they were all, like, from there.
oh, okay.
So they
Okay.
were like, oh my God, this is amazing. We've never seen this, and oh, I've lived here. Like the cops showed up, and they were diverting traffic like away from the area so people would drive around it. And I was like, this is
Oh,
a
wow.
really big fucking deal
That's
now.
serious.
So I'm like,
It's like
okay, we have cops literally diverting traffic for baby turtles.
They had like some
Yeah.
small, like,
Yeah, so like literally like sea turtles, and I have like videos and shit Alex took actually of the sea turtles. They're like that big,
yeah.
and they're like, at first like you go past them, there's so much sand all over them, you like don't even know they're alive. You just think they're dead. They just look covered in fucking sand, so you're just like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden they start, you know, like through the fucking sand, and they're just cruising. I'm like, okay, this one's alive. He's
So
good to
like
go.
we're talking like hundreds of them, like just like insano.
So I guess the fucking part that threw everybody off was that sea turtle eggs only hatch at nighttime, and this was like,
that's why
this
it
was
was
like super early in the morning. So they probably hatched like 5 or 6 a.m. and they were like just making their way towards the ocean, and it was like 8:30 in the morning. So about like 10 or 12 of them had hatched, and so basically what they had said is like they busted out like a fucking like a set of like headphones and like fucking sonar and whatever, and they were like, oh, there's about like 20 more eggs down there, 20 to 30 more eggs that haven't hatched yet, which will probably hatch tonight. So I was like, this is like literally first wave fucking hatching turtles, and it was like a big deal. And if I hadn't fucking seen them, I don't know who would have then, because we were like the only fucking car on that side of the beach.
Did you record anything of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
Alex got a bunch of videos and a
Okay,
bunch
yeah,
of pictures and
send
shit,
them.
which is
Send
super
them
cool.
over.
But yeah, so yeah, like literally we were on our way to go see wild horses. We weren't even like fucking, we weren't even counting on baby turtles being like the main attraction for this whole morning.
This gets more 80s by the minute.
Dude, for real, I should be like riding one
Legitimately
bareback. Like,
wild.
Please, God, splice a picture in there.
Yeah, I will.
fucking
a very shitty cropped one, but
with
yes.
a fucking flying V
Yeah.
guitar, just
His chest hair has to be shaved.
Yeah.
R.
in a heart,
Oh, the heart even better. There's got to be a braid in it somewhere.
just fucking flowing.
I too have a man skin rug.
Manskin.
Man skin rug over here.
Rumple manskin.
Rumple manskin. His name is
Grunkle
mine.
Foreskin.
Grunkle Foreskin.
His name is my name too.
So did you get to the horses?
We did eventually.
Yes.
So
Enough
okay,
about
so
that
after all
foreskin.
after all the commotion, so after all of that was happening, and like me trying to like wrangle the kids like in the sand, I'm like, just play over here, stop fucking with the turtles, and like, dude, the turtle authorities fucking showed up, and they're like, everyone's got to move back, you can't fucking be in the way, and I'm like,
G-men.
and then like
Feds.
the turtle feds,
Super serious.
yeah, and yeah, because you could tell who they were because they literally had shirts on the back that said "Turtle Volunteer," and I was like,
Are you
oh.
fucking with me right now?
No, they literally said turtle volunteer.
Volunteer. Was there also a fucking federal bikini inspector there?
There was at least
Beaver Patrol?
at least one guy with that shirt.
It literally
At
looked like a
least.
made-up shirt. Like it looked like somebody had printed it and was like,
Every
that's
beach
going in
place ever,
Spencer's.
there's-
It's
Like,
next to the guy with the tuxedo T-shirt on. He just came from a formal event.
Yeah, all right. Every beach
Yeah.
in the world, especially Florida, that's all it is.
oh yeah. So yeah, they were there. The turtle volunteers were there, and
Jesus Christ.
I know, right? And
There's a comic book.
I
about
don't
this
know,
somewhere.
North Carolina, dude. It's wild. I'm gonna get into more goofy shit than North Carolina has too.
I fucking love it.
So anyway, we get done with that, and like there is like a fucking crowd of people. Like there's trucks and fucking everything like parked like in the sand because they can't get through because the turtles are like doing their thing. And so we're like, well, we've seen enough. See ya. And like we head on further down the beach, and we get to like one of these like the parts that like, you can turn like off of the beach like into people's fucking like back roads, which is wild because there's no paved roads back there at all. It's literally your fucking roads, like they're roads with street signs, mind you, which is hilarious in my opinion, because they're not streets. It's like roads for like one car. But
Jake's place.
yeah, that's kind of it should be like a sign in like
They
everyone's
just use
yard.
the novelty gift shop versions.
Yeah,
Tack 'em up.
My home, my address line, 1 Jake's place.
Yeah, what?
You can't miss it.
It's on 123 Real Street. So you go back, and you're like in this whole area, and it's like dead fucking quiet. Like even the cars back there are fucking quiet. Like everyone can't be making commotion. And Dallas is like, oh yeah, like you got to be really quiet. Look everywhere because the horses just fucking exist. And all of the horses down in North Carolina are super, super protected because they're all descendants from Spanish Mustangs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know anything about that.
I don't.
Not a fucking thing, but you're eyeballing me like I should.
It's crazy. It's crazy. No, I guess the whole backstory is when the Spanish basically like crashed their ships on the coast. Basically, some of the only things to survive were their horses that they put on the ships. So they just swam to shore, and so they've been protected and they've been like living and just being wild horses for fucking hundreds of years.
They've
at this point.
evolved to swim, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We need to take
The
care
original
of
invaders.
They're now kelpies.
Kelpies.
Irish water horses. So no, they're all protected. You can't feed them. You can't touch them. You will get a hefty fine and thrown in jail
If you touch them,
if you
Was
touch
it? What
them.
was it? I think Alex, it was it 10,000.
Yeah, it's like 10 to
$10,000 to
$15,000.
is this
fine.
in fucking like Spanish galleons? Like what is this shit?
Galleons?
Good luck. You're not gonna find those either. But yeah, you cannot touch them. If they just hang out in your yard, you can't feed them. You
have to just like
It's
wait
like-
till they go away.
It's like you ever hear about like how you can't touch manatees?
I mean, it's a party foul. You probably shouldn't.
Like it's illegal to touch manatees.
Unless you're getting free
Okay,
pizza.
like
So apparently it's
large
illegal
women
to-
deserve love too.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Unless you get free pizza or copies, that's okay. Hey man,
Hold that out there and do. Yep.
Yeah,
that- he gets it.
So they're super fucking protected, and you can't touch them, you can't feed them, you can look at them. That's about it. So they've been like protected like literally since the Spaniards like brought them over, and they just like bred on their own and whatever. They just made a home there. So I remember we were cruising through, and I was like, well, how can you tell if they're back here? And he goes, look down any road, and all you see is giant piles of horse shit. Like, just in the middle.
You can't clean
of
it
the
up
road.
either.
Nope.
You
You
can't-
just gotta let it sit. So like you literally, as we were going to like any four-way intersection, I look down left and I look right, and usually down one of them was just a giant pile of horse shit just sitting in the middle of the fucking road, and I'm like, all right, yeah, so they're probably here. Cool. So we're fucking driving through, and literally as we're going through, I look over, and there's just this huge fucking black horse just chilling in this dude's backyard, like just hanging out. And he goes, oh, yeah, sometimes you got to look because sometimes they'll be under people's houses because everyone's house is like 3 stories tall. And they usually are like, all these houses are on stilts because hurricanes and all that other shit down there. And flooding is like so fucking regular when it's hurricane season.
That's why you should live there.
Yeah, lots.
Great idea.
That's why you should only sleep on the 3rd floor.
Best real estate options I've heard.
Dude.
House might be gone next year, but
Fucking you have an invasive horse species.
yeah, why would you?
Talking about like fuck natural weather. Did you see the quadrupedal out there? This motherfucker is well over 5,000 pounds. He's black and proud, gentlemen. He is ready. He's under my house right fucking now,
Yeah.
waiting.
I guess that's.
I think that's
yeah.
the fuck perk too. Is if there's a fucking like a horse chilling under your house, like you can't touch it or shoo it away.
That's fucking petrifying.
I never.
That's terrifying.
I guess I never thought of that. That somewhere in the world, like, someone wakes up and goes, "I hope the horse doesn't get me." Walk out to the office today or whatever the fuck.
All right, goodbye,
Today's
honey.
the day.
Yeah.
Goodbye, honey. Open the front door, and you're like, "Oh, that's happening."
Sugar cubes. No.
No butter stuff.
Oh yeah, but stop.
It's Buttercup. Buttercup. It's like
Dude.
my horse is a diabetic.
Fucking Harlan Williams, like fucking horse whisperer. That's what it is.
Peanuts and
Yeah,
popcorn and
peanuts and popcorn. And...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I think that's
This isn't a real place. You're describing a fairy
It's just-
tale land.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's why fucking North Carolina is wacky, dude. It is like a different world. And then on top of it, you're like sandwiched between the ocean and the ocean. And like, you know, so, and you're just, meanwhile, you're just hanging out with horses. And when we left, I brought it up to Alex. I was like, so we have a very real chance of me driving down this road at 4 a.m. and me hitting a horse with our car instead of a deer. And she goes, yeah.
Imagine a black stallion in the middle of the
deer-
night. There's no fucking light bouncing
Dude,
off that
that's
bad boy.
so much more damage than a fucking white-tailed deer does to your
Your
car in the
your-
state.
Your
It's
car's
gonna win.
Yeah,
gonna win
it would win
100%.
like a fucking elk.
The fucked part,
You're not going.
it's like hitting a moose.
Yeah, right.
Without the antlers.
Yeah, they're just gonna
So-
like
I
slightly.
have to get like weight classes and shit. But
The-
like,
the
yeah,
f-
well, my Dodge Neon isn't enough for that fucking black stallion over there. But you know, my fucking Dodge Caravan.
That
Ooh, I
fucking-
got a fighting chance.
Dude, that fucking horse probably would have walked away from me hitting it with an Equinox. Like, we probably just hit it, and that fucking horse would have been like, fuck you, I'm out.
I'm coming back with a Hummer, and then I'm getting fucking hoof glue, and I'm getting hoof glue and dog food out of this exchange. I'm
putting
winning
a-
this.
dog
I'm
food.
putting a fucking cow fucking tenderizer on the front of my car next time I go down there. The fucking, the big metal
critter
rats.
catcher, as they call them.
Yeah, the critter catchers.
Critter catcher.
Um,
All the guys I used to work with.
the,
Papa brought home dinner.
Yeah. It's about $10,000 to $15,000 worth. Please don't tell anyone. But no, actually, it was funny because as I said that when we were leaving North Carolina, a deer ran in front of our car.
Oh, geez.
As I said it, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I gotta worry about horses and deer. That's great. So I got a twofer.
Two.
But my favorite thing was because there was so many like thick like I think it was like I think they were briar fucking like bushes and plants and shit like and they're almost like a natural like wind resistance and like sand and all that other shit from the coast. As the deer ran across the road, it ran head fucking first into that briar and just hit a wall.
Just went, plop.
And I was like, please find your way into that briar before I pass you. Please don't turn around. So you could just see the deer's ass like sticking out of the fucking bushes.
Just sand
and as
box.
it's like trying to find a fucking way through. Yeah, and then literally 2 miles later, a gray fox ran across the road.
A gray fox?
Gray fox.
I think you might win that exchange at least. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got good
That
odds.
one
that
probably
one-
would have been easy.
You'd be
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, deer, not so much. Gray fox, that's ain't a chance.
Why would you settle someplace where it's a fucking nature's battle royale?
Seriously?
You are not winning.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I don't
like the
know
most
why.
nature I've ever encountered in like 1 week's time. But it was fucking cool, man. It was pretty rad.
So
and
you
then
were,
on top of it, we went to an aquarium where they were controlled.
so you were like you were there like 3-4 days, and then the other time was travel time.
Yep, yeah, because it was.
We're not going to talk about how he just walked up to the glass at the aquarium and just looked, and he's like, I win. It says, don't tap on the glass. He just looks at the fucking otters.
I'm
like,
just headbutting it.
Would nice.
What nice.
Would nice too. Yeah.
My favorite is that we went through like half the aquarium, and then there was a albino crocodile that they have there. It was like completely pure white, and then Harper didn't want to go stand next to the glass. And I go, you just stood next to like 6 panes of glass with fish in them, and nothing came after you. Why can't you stand next to this one? I'm like, oh, okay, kid logic. Yeah, I forgot. You know, where suddenly it's gonna.
He's
get
devoid of color and emotion. He'll eat me in a heartbeat.
Doesn't the I think the Green Bay Zoo has a
The new zoo has one.
yeah they have a albino alligator too. Yeah.
Yep.
You're
I think they
importing
still
North
have it.
Carolinian monsters
Yes,
now.
sir.
No,
Apparently,
we all need some gator jerky, don't we, gentlemen?
dude. Have you had gator?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
We have
So
that
good.
place.
I am from parts unknown, parts fun known. So
Nice fun.
Everything, all things jerky. That place
Yes.
has. It's a place around here that got.
that shit's baller.
It's just-
It's so good.
Exactly.
My wife is a reprobate hilljack person, so if it's fucking been dehydrated and covered in
Seasoning.
sauces, she will consume it wholesale. Like
wholesale.
Oh, so
needless to
wholesale.
say, I have a fucking sauna and barbecue just so she will interact with me. Shout out to Rachel. I love you. Please don't leave me.
She's a nice lady.
She's 13 years deep into this relationship. She's invested for some reason.
Stuck.
She's stuck.
Yeah, I mean, fucking horse glue stuck. That's it.
That's the shit, man.
Probably why you can't touch them. But yeah, no, it was pretty fucking sweet. I mean, we did all the touristy shit, of course, like go to shops and get souvenirs and stuff like that. But we did that on the last day because we just wanted to like do all the cool shit like ahead of time. They were like, well, last day is just fucking, getting souvenirs. And I was like, cool. And then I saw like a shitload of cool lighthouses that they have down there. I think one of the craziest stories is they actually, so if you look it up, it's called the Hatteras Island Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Graphic here.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say yeah. Well,
Dude, it is fucking insane. They moved that lighthouse.
is that where they just like how when they move entire buildings, they just like slowly go. They
They built tracks, and it took them 26 days to move an entire lighthouse.
Little by little.
That lighthouse is not fucking small. That is huge. They had to move it inland because it was eroding, and in the next couple of years, it would have been in the sea. And so they had to move it inland.
So
by
like 30 years from
fucking,
now,
like,
someone will
2
have to do
miles.
that again.
They had to move it like
Better train
3 or 4.
technology.
Yes.
Right, dude.
Leave it for the future people to figure out.
Yeah, and then when they got it to like the concrete platform that it sits on now, it took them another month to build the bricks around it for its base. And I was like, dude,
Hold on, it took them longer to build the foundation, the fucking partition than
it
the
is to move
tracks.
it. Yeah.
Jesus, what? We've invested in the wrong technology.
the worst part is when you go, right? And I'm looking at all the because there's a whole museum about how they moved it, right? And it's got all like the crazy like World War II facts and like all of this fucking wacko shit. And for some reason there was Nazi shit in there. I don't know what
Did
the
not
fuck.
see that coming.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
It's all dad jokes.
Oh god.
I'm
all right,
married,
we got it out of our
ladies.
system.
Sorry.
I didn't get a chance.
He's married too.
I didn't get.
Remember that. Remember it.
Sorry, ladies. I didn't get a chance to fucking really look on why there was like Nazi shit in there, like why there was like commandant and fucking medals and shit like that.
Commandant.
But
Saw one
probably because I
Iron
was
Cross
too busy.
and just went like
Literally, yeah, there was like an iron cross and like a swastika and like some like captain's hat, and I was like, I don't know why North Carolina has that, because I was too busy yelling at my kids the whole fucking time to like stop touching shit and don't run away from us. Because you're in a fucking weird other state, and I really don't trust anybody that, hey, my 3-year-old, please don't fucking kidnap him. But
Please
anyway.
don't kidnap him as I investigate this swastika.
Right. Yeah, it sounds good. I'd see where my priorities lie.
I've heard crazier shit in south of the Mason-Dixon. So.
But yeah, so like, yeah, we're looking at this fucking, we're looking at all that in the museum, and I think the worst job ever is I'm looking at the pictures of how they moved the fucking lighthouse like miles inland, and then it had pictures of the people building the brick base for the whole lighthouse. Those fuckers are underneath the lighthouse putting bricks down, and I'm like, fucking no. Like, you couldn't pay me enough. And I'm literally watching, and it's this one dude like fucking layering the brick and like
Slathering
putting
it
down.
up.
I'm like, well, the fucking lighthouse is above you? Fuck that. Like, fuck all of that. Like,
Probably
I would
only
be-
weighs 80 1,000 tons.
It
No
sounds
big
like
deal.
it's just as good as idea as if you're an underwater welder. Like your life expectancy is shortened drastically.
Fun fact. My oldest son he's in his early 20s, and he's a welder.
Is he?
Yeah.
Dope.
He's autistic as fuck and wants to be an underwater welder. And he's just like focusing on that. And I was like, you know the danger involved in that, right? And he's like, yeah, but like, I just play Steam. I'm like,
I just play
what?
Steam.
I was like, what are you trying to say? He's like, I mean, what am I coming home to? I'm like, your family, fucker. And he's like, it's fine. It's whatever.
Dude, they said that's like one of the most dangerous. Well, it pays like a shitload of money, but it's like
I
it
hope so.
lowers your life fucking length by like a dick ton.
So so does the big dick energy from carrying around all that big dick energy. You've already lost 20 years of your life. Why not?
Like my back hurts.
Yeah, like 100%. Like your fucking spine is being crushed under the weight of your fucking like metaphorical phallus.
Nice.
Or possibly literal phallus. He's my son. I haven't checked. I'm good on that.
I haven't checked.
I adopted when he was like fucking 7. I'm good.
They're good.
I'm good. I didn't have to wipe anything.
You.
I have to do it every day.
We're
We're talking about kids. Okay.
Oh well, I
That
mean,
too.
I have to do it every week then. I have a picture verifying it as we've come to find out.
Oh,
I'm
that's
certain
true.
is going to be put into this video at some juncture.
It might be. It might be.
Splash pan.
Speaking of resting in peace, if you're a Trailer Park Boys fan, then you'll recognize this guy from our commercial, our upcoming sponsorship commercial here, Philadelphia Collins,
Oh,
or the character that plays Philadelphia Collins.
Yeah, I heard about that.
In our commercial break, check him out.
Hi, I'm Markdown Marvin. I'm getting ready for our next sale. Our policy is clear. Bring in the merchandise. Move it out fast so you get the best prices. If something doesn't sell right away, I mark it down and keep marking it down until it does sell. Sometimes the markdowns come so fast I can't keep track of where I am. The boss don't care. He just wants me to move the goods. Hey, maybe I should be moving Marvin. Moving the goods. Markdown Marvin at AMN Sales.
And we're back.
And we're back here.
that was terrifying. That was a long break, gentlemen.
Special thanks to our sponsor.
Special thanks, Philadelphia Collins.
Fucking A.
I realized last time I forgot the Slinky commercial that we used for last episode.
Yes.
I sent the audio version out before I put the Slinky version in.
Oh.
So which makes it even funnier because the audio version just goes in our sponsor, and we're back, and there's nothing in it at all. The video version has it, but the audio one doesn't.
It's just you being bitter. Your sponsor pulled out. Like, fuck those guys.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Fucking Slinky in 1970.
70.
I think.
And the camera stays steady on those kids for
for way
16
too long.
seconds, and it's really awkward.
Oh, at the very end.
We'll have to show you. We'll show you.
It sounds
later.
like the beginning of a Dateline video.
Well, might as well.
You'll never guess what happened to these children.
So many browns, and greens, and orange.
When he said Browns, I thought this was going in a very
No.
comfortable direction.
no.
I feel like I don't know what kind of podcast
Might have been the
this is.
horses. The horses.
He's talking about certain memorabilia at certain lighthouses. I don't know what I've just walked into.
That reminds me of that fucking video. It's like
What could that possibly
little
segue
girl, that little girl. She's like talking about coffee, but she's like, "I love all the Browns. We love all the Browns." And then that fucking I think Middle Eastern dude. He's like, "And we love you, white child."
You like it cuts to him.
Cuts to him, and he's like, "And we love you, white child." Light the beacons and we ride at dawn.
I haven't seen that.
It's so good.
We prefer honky Americans. No, thank you.
Prefer.
Jazzed up honkies.
Dude, we were talking about that a few weeks ago. We're like, where the hell did honky come from? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like,
We did
we're
research.
taking it back.
like crackers make sense. Like, I get that. That makes sense. But
Cracker, yeah. I mean,
honky?
Cracker actually has like a historical thing behind it. But I was like, where the fuck did honky come
Be
from?
prepared to bleep this one, but where the fuck did moon cricket come from then? If we're going with racial epithets, gentlemen, where did these really weird ones come from?
What
I've
the
never heard
fuck
that
You never
is
before.
seen Black Dynamite? Don't repeat it because you're going to have to bleep it again, I assume.
And I have never.
I've never heard
Dude,
that.
I'm gonna
before.
look it up
You
silently.
do
Talk
that.
amongst yourselves.
Oh, I will.
Um,
So racial epithets from Black Dynamite, which, by
Okay.
the way, like top 5.
Is that like
comedy
a black
Oh,
exploitation
Black
film?
Dynamite.
Like
Black Dynamite's hilarious.
like
but I
I'ma
forgot
get
that was a thing.
like I'm gonna get you sucker.
films. It is in the same vein. It's in
Okay.
a similar vein, but it was made like years later, starring Michael Jai White. It's like Spawn.
Okay,
But he wrote and directed it inside of like a month, and you could tell, like, it, dude. It's
Oh.
you can tell.
it's amazing. It's so
Like
amazing.
Tarantino's gonna remake it at some point.
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
think
need it.
he'd
We're
be
gonna need
so
to beep
lucky.
it out.
Please, I like my employment at a nondescript hospital that in the
Hey,
area.
don't we have a? Nope, that's the heartbeat.
That's the wrong one. I think it's this one.
Nope, that's
not
the
that one.
applause. Wait,
They're
wait.
applauding. They're applauding my
Oh, that's
epithets.
alarm.
That's our drums. We'll I don't know.
It's the beep.
What if they just mixed in epithets?
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
the one.
There we go. Okay, so
What the?
yeah, get ready. Well, we'll dub it.
I like
over
this.
later.
Cunt.
Oh,
Cunt.
Nope, nope. Way later.
Cunt's acceptable.
you
Whoops.
motherfucker!
Yeah. Half-second delay.
Cunt is wildly acceptable.
That is acceptable.
Just put it in there automatic. Like, yeah, you cunt. Beep. like way late.
Just pan to some guy off camera. He's got his feet propped up. He's reading like a fucking old school Playboy, and he just like cavalierly reaches for the board.
I've never heard that one before.
Oh,
I've only heard that in that movie.
Is that
there was something that got fucking settled with this recently too.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm not gonna say the word anymore, but the origin of blank
I love
is obscure. One theory suggests it begins with U.S. slaves who sang as a pastime an act of community and resistance at night after their labor. Crickets.
Well, that's the. I feel much worse about having watched that in
Right.
Black Dynamite now, and I never said that. I'm just recounting a scenario.
Oh, and
Luke
then-
said it as we were coming on, and I was like, "Oh, I'll talk about it on the podcast."
And the,
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
He
all right,
agrees.
probably not something we're going to talk about anymore. But yeah, apparently something got settled because a basketball coach in Maine in 2015 had a lawsuit.
Maine?
Had a lawsuit against him after he called two players that. So I was like, huh, there's that. So
That is.
yeah, I guess
That is
I guess
insane.
it is.
I've literally
Oh.
only ever heard that in the movie Black Dynamite.
There's
specifically.
apparently a fucking restaurant. I'll let you just
I like
read
that you
it.
just. Oh, I'm not
It's-
reading.
No, it's
shit
there.
out loud.
No, you don't read it out loud. Just look at the logo.
Fun hoppin' place. It even says there's no G in that. There's an apostrophe. Fun hoppin' place.
Hop in place. Yeah, fucking. This is
I bet the food is bomb.
yeah, probably.
It's
Oh,
probably
yeah,
fucking
probably.
awesome.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the soul food, 100%.
This is probably the most comparable thing to the coffee shop downtown.
Oh, Beaners.
Beaners.
There used to be a coffee
Okay,
shop.
there's
Please,
connotation
God,
to this.
tell
Before
me it's
anybody fucking
Hispanic-owned.
cancels us for this. No,
There used to be
nailed it.
there used to be a coffee shop downtown here, like
Yes.
a few blocks away, called Beaners,
Beaners. So it was.
which
literally-
makes perfect sense
which
because
makes-
it's
yeah, 'cause
coffee
you're
beans.
talking about coffee
That's
beans.
exactly makes it a
So-
coffee shop.
Why you both are looking at me like
So-
trying to justify?
No, because
bear with me.
I'm not
Walk
justifying.
because I
me
am
on this
telling you to
journey.
bear with me.
Never
Hold
in
on.
my- yeah.
So there's a story behind it. So the guy, the man and woman that own it, it was called that for literally since it opened. No one said shit about it. No one complained. No one said a fucking word.
I never once thought that.
Suddenly,
thought it the
out
other
of
way around.
nowhere, probably what, like 10 years ago? No,
Probably.
I think it was like 10 years
Probably
ago now.
somewhere around there. Yeah.
Because they changed it to a Coca, so it's a Coca coffee shop now.
Sure.
So somebody walked up and kind of said something like in passing because everyone knew why it was called that because it's a coffee shop, right? So nobody made the fucking connection to the racial slur. So they told him that
Weak.
that it was, and he goes, "What?" And he had no idea. They immediately changed the name. 'Cause he's
They're
like,
like,
"Oh
yeah,
my
like,
god!"
How,
And you're like,
how long was this called Beaners for?
Probably like 20 years plus.
like 20 years.
fucking years.
A long
Yeah,
time.
dude.
Cheese people. You're all cheese people. The
Yeah.
fact that
But yeah, for like a really long time.
But
and
I
then
mean-
they changed it because they were like, we don't want to offend anybody, and we're sorry if we did.
it's fucking 2 decades deep. You might as well own that shit. Put a sombrero on at this
Yeah,
point.
well,
Like,
see,
like it was
see-
a joke. You
see, I was
figured out
gonna-
the joke this whole time.
Well, and when you go in, it made perfect sense. There was literally like coffee bean bags like everywhere as like decoration.
Right.
So it's
well,
like,
I mean,
okay,
it
you-
was
you
there
owned
was
what you're
dreadlocks
talking
everywhere,
about.
so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
exactly what you expected. Just hanging dreadlocks from the ceilings and stuff, not even on people.
It was, and what the funniest part is, like some of my biggest friends that are just punks and super anti-racist. That's where I met them,
Like Troy, for example.
like Troy and Brian.
Super friendly people. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and who are the most like anti-racist human beings I've ever met,
Mm.
and even they were like, "Yeah, which is just where we're going,"
yeah.
because they were just cool. They were
I
cool.
still,
like that,
yeah.
so.
Every time I drive down there, I'm like, man, this
Should-
is-
Should have kept it the same.
Should've
what
kept
could have been?
what could have been.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's another version of the story that somebody told me, and I think it's fake, but because the PAC was getting built across the street.
Oh, and like cultural, educated people were
Yeah.
going to be there.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they thought that it was like too offensive. So I was like, that was another story that I heard. So I don't even know what's true at this point because everything's fucking hearsay. So
Well, in between hearsay, skyhook this motherfucker into the sink over there. I want to see you win this time.
Skyhook.
I mean, again.
I was going to clear it out the other day, but I was like, no.
Skyhook from BioShock 3.
Wow.
Good.
I-
Oh,
I-
hit the seat.
That was
Oh, it
fucking.
hit me.
You did, right back in your hand.
First of all, that was a hell of a whiff. I want you all to
Look at
understand.
that.
This
I
was a
didn't like no
legendary
look
whiff.
at it.
He's not looking because last.
Oh, there we go. That was not only did he win, but like there's all these topless women coming out of the wall right now.
There. Beautiful naked big-titted women don't come out of the sky, you know.
A lot of Kevin Smith references.
A lot of them.
Hey, two-step.
Lord.
Lord?
Lord. Yeah, I was gonna bring up the scene from Clerks 2, racial slurs. I'm not gonna say it
Yeah,
here,
we're
but
done with this topic.
look it up. It's hilarious.
It's so good.
He was talking about it distinctly, loudly before we started, and he was just like, "I wouldn't want to offend any of these snowflakes in here." This is exact words, this is
Exactly.
exact cadence and delivery. I'm not safe. Help.
I'm not safe. Oh.
But yeah, fucking. How the fuck did we get out? Oh yeah, okay. That.
So we're either talking about epithets, or we're going to talk about some of my horrible hospital stories. Is what we're really getting into.
Yeah, I mean. Okay, so I've heard a lot
I
of.
hope they edit and you get a close up on his face.
That
And you
was
see,
a-
like he began like
You saw the wheels turning.
I
he
wanna
fucking
get a
started
close-up.
salivating. You heard his palate get really phlegmy, and you see like the fucking light dim behind his eyes. Like it's
I
like
hear-
his Vietnam flash. It's like
So I hear a lot of.
melted VHS. And
I hear
shit.
the I hear a
That's
lot of
the
stories.
Scene, that's
What?
the scene that I want Trace to grab and edit with
The-
the choppers behind you. Where you're like, and then the bombs fell.
I just want him. I want his face superimposed on Willem Dafoe from Platoon as he's getting shot with his arms in the air. Like
There's a lot of.
Just thinking the same thing.
There's a lot of.
Either that or Ben Stiller from Tropic Thunder.
oh, 100%. Well, then we can incorporate blackface. Then it'd be perfect.
Oh my.
And it's okay. I hear a lot of stories when I tattoo people, and nothing surprises me really much anymore because this one
this
did.
shit.
Yeah, I want you to because it's too good for the
Man.
word. The pile of pallets and what the people were doing on it. I want you to tell that story.
Oh man.
Let me paint
This
you a
was-
velveteen picture of sadness. Oh, okay, let's get the.
I think sad is subjective.
Well, no, this is
might be-
objective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fairly
Because I
certain.
object.
Like if there's like a stone edifice of the Lord, it's weeping tears of blood in this story. Circa many a moon ago, I was an environmental services manager at a certain nondescript hospital in a certain nondescript state that may or may not have been mentioned ad nauseum so far. I had a crew of 60 people, so I had several interesting beasts that I may or may not have employed. Because when you need 60 people at that point, you just like one of the prerequisites is a pulse. Like,
Right.
can you make it from the door to your area without
Two
collapsing?
functioning legs and a heartbeat.
Oh no, you don't need. They don't need to be that functioning. We literally had a peg leg. I'm not joking.
No way.
I'm not joking.
Oh man.
Miss Rosie.
Handicap.
Miss Ro-
yeah, that's why I call him the Crippy Boy.
Dude.
We don't throw up crib. We throw up blood. But I should probably.
So you had to manage all these people.
I had to man. They managed to love me, but I had these two. These two creatures in question. They shall remain nameless, but they don't deserve names. They don't deserve to be referred to as people. So I go up because I'm getting all these discharge notices from a particular floor, and oh god, and I'm looking around.
This is your nom flashback.
Dude, I got several. I got several. The other big one, I might regale you with today, and I'm certain you've heard it. And that's the one that I think of in the dark times at night.
The darkness.
The darkness.
I'm getting discharge notices, and I'm getting relays that these rooms aren't being cleared. And like part of our throughput output is that you have to like clear a room after an X period of time, yada yada, so you get new patients in. And it was a specialty ward. It was like the neurological surgical intensive care unit. So it's like people with fucking half skulls. So we kind of need to clear that shit. So I'm going around looking for these cretins, and it deserves a little explanation. I am not here to legitimately shame anybody. As you can see, I am a melted ice cream shaped kind of gentleman. These particular creatures looked like they emerged from the sea after having consumed an exorbitant amount of plankton and, I assume, ice cream. Goddamn right. So, one of them was literally, she's pushing 4 bills. God bless her. She had a fantastic personality. She was lovely. She was just very submissive, very beta, yada yada. The other one, however, was pushing 5 bills, and I'm certain 100 pounds of that had to be her fucking awful personality. Dear God, she was just carting around a chip on her shoulder, which was chocolate chip. That tubby
Which
bitch.
was chocolate chip.
That fucking cunt. So I'm going around looking.
Got it.
So I'm going around. I'm like checking every floor, yada yada. Yada. I'm going through every quarter because they're not responding to any of my pages. And we're like 45 minutes deep into like.
That's got to be so fucking frustrating.
You've-
when you're like, yo, like this is like, do or die. Like answer your fucking radio.
Yeah,
like,
and
Is this day one again with these people? Like the first time they were like, "Hey, we're new hires," and you're like, "Okay," or
No, this is months deep.
oh, okay,
This is-
okay, shit.
okay.
No,
All
they
right.
are familiar with me. Like they like every time I roll through, it's like, "What it do, E?" I'm like, "I'm here." I'm here. Don't ask me that question. I still respond to that. If somebody's like, "Hey, how you doing today?" I'm like, "I'm here. I've clocked in. What else do you want?"
living the American dream.
Yeah. I am American excellence.
All right, so they're like a couple months into this. They know how this fucking
They're
works.
well over 6 months into this, and it's environmental services. It's fucking
Okay.
janitorial work. The level of excellence one has to achieve in order to succeed in this position is just don't do heroin on the clock. And that was actually a rule.
Sounds
on
simple.
the clock.
Yeah, no, that was a rule. Don't do heroin specifically on the clock. We let like a guy who was there for like 5 years. We let him go because he was out in one of the bathrooms in a patient room.
What?
In fairness, he thought they had discharged, and he was like, "Oh, they're gonna call me to clear this discharge." No, they just took the bitch for like CT scan or something. She came back. He's literally like half foamed in the mouth, like he's over the toilet. And when they woke him up, he was just like, "Oh, I didn't know." Well, I had a bad dream or some shit like that. It was something crazy. Shout out to Craig. I hope you're not dead.
Shout out to Craig.
So he was fucking hysterical. Although he did make one insensitive joke. He's like he said I looked like a guy that reminded him of an Hispanic fellow that we used to employ. That it looked like his back of his neck looked like a busted bratwurst. And well, that's funny because now you were busted out of this job. You fucking smackhead. Anyway, so I'm going around looking for these fucking belugas, and I'm looking for one beluga specifically, and the other one, it occurs to me intellectually as I'm going through like 3 separate floors, because it's like between the 3 floors and the 3 units on this particular ward, it's like several 100,000 square feet. So I'm like, I got a lot of space
Jesus
to cover.
Christ.
My tubby ass going through there with my fucking video game themed tie and my button up like I can do something.
Like I can do something.
I'm going
Looking
through.
very business professional.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like with my Space Invaders skinny tie because it's flattering.
Nice. There you go.
I literally am going through and like it didn't occur to me to like start checking like fucking like service rooms. So like I'm going through all of our J closets, our environmental services closets where all of our supplies are. I'm going through, and I finally go like, I'm just gonna fucking check her EVS closet, and if she's not in there, I'm gonna take her shit, and I'm gonna clean.
Yeah.
Okay, let me slow things down a moment.
Oh God.
Fucking put a
Use
sad
discretion.
put a sad fucking violin solo behind it for this, please and thank you, Luke. Appreciate you.
PTSD is funny.
It's only funny. It's only funny if like you're not crying. So.
I can crop you in black and white this out. It'll be fine.
It's like fucking timeless Tony Storm up in this bitch. Okay.
Yes.
All right, he gets AEW references.
I get it.
He's a keeper.
Oh yeah.
So fucking, I go to open this door, and normally I'm standing for this. I'm gonna be very Italian and use my hands. I'm talking to you specifically. So,
You, the viewer.
so I open the door, and your eyes are immediately taken to your eye line, and I just see this cascade of linens coming down from the ceiling, because it's literally like a fucking tapestry coming down, like a fucking like one of those canopy beds, or like Scarlett O'Hara's dress from Gone with the Wind.
Ooh, okay.
And I see this coming down, and as I'm coming through, as my eyes are drawn into this fucking cascade of linens, it occurs to me like it's like a fucking tropical rainforest. It's a different troposphere in here. Why is it so much warmer? Is it humid? Why are my glands swelling? And as my eyes slowly go down, it's like the fucking, like you can hear like the sound effects and the musical number from that scene in Dumb and Dumber when he's in the stall and Seabass kicks it in.
Yeah. I actually used that clip last episode. Oddly enough.
Either I'm a fan or I'm prophetic. You be the So
The screaming.
Yeah, dude, it's
like
so good.
I didn't let I let a noise out, but I see this cascade. I see this cascade of linens coming down the wall. It's not tasteful, mind you, and the fucking room is moist and warm.
Ew.
And it's not a big fucking closet, but what it contained was something altogether big and nefarious.
I hate how sensual that sounds.
It was not sensual.
They were boiling prawns.
They were not prawns. As I look down, fucking, oh Christ. So I cannot emphasize enough, there is literally a metric ton of human between these two carcasses. These fucking land manatee beluga creatures. This fucking, I swear to God, if you would have seen them doing this at a fucking aquarium, like Ray would have covered his children's eyes.
I would have.
Yeah, he would have turned them away, but you don't stare. Don't stare. Look at the albino alligator instead. As I look,
Don't look them in the eye.
as I look, they still have their uniform tops on, but they do not have the uniform bottoms on. And they've gone full pirate. They are, in fact, scissoring their timbers.
Oh no.
And dude, they're just
And this
fucking.
is in a closet in a hospital.
This is in a environmental services closet, which is inherently filthier. That is where cleaning supplies are kept, which is ironically amongst the dirtiest places you could get in a hospital. So they're fucking scissoring on this pile of linen, and it's just, so help me God.
Oh no.
Dude, it's literally, and like, you know how like you just hear like that. It's like the octave in my brain just went like, oh, we're giving you tinnitus to protect you. And like I'm looking down and they're just fucking gagoosh, gagoosh, gagoosh.
Sorry.
And like it's the thing, you know, when you're so close to an impact site, you can feel the vibrations come through the air. Like it was like somebody hit me with an air cannon. I was the bass is amazing in this song, but it wasn't amazing, and it wasn't a song.
It's like somebody hit you with an 808 drum. Fucking.
But rather than 808 drum, it was a 900. Like it fucking sounded moist. It felt moist. The air was moist with a capital T. I want to enunciate everything for the audience at home. Moist.
If anyone listening knows me, oh my God, I'm raging right now. I hate that word so much.
Yeah.
I will tell you, God was raging in that moment. God looked away.
He looked away.
He stared into the void, and he was like, "Yuck!"
Jesus wept.
The best part of the story.
Just
I
hit me
think,
with a Hellraiser reference, by the way.
I did.
That's a fist bump. Yeah,
Lament
that was a
configuration.
Cenobite pussy if I ever done seen it. And I did
Lament
seen it.
configuration.
that's Clive Barker.
Dude, that wasn't the Barker that was occurring. That Skyhook made it, and thank God, because we have to wrap this particular story up because it hurts my soul.
The best part of that one when I first heard it was, I think, right after you said you saw that, you turned around.
Oh, no,
and
look,
were like,
I got you. Oh no, because I want them to see my face when I say that. I took my glasses off for this, so you can stare into the windows of my soul. As I see this, none of them acknowledge me. Neither of them acknowledge me. And it's like, they're like sub 3 feet away. Like if I fell over on a fucking banana peel or bodily fluids, I would have fallen on top of them and they probably would have persisted like a perpetual motion machine of sadness. But instead, I fucking slam the door, which is difficult because it's on one of those hinges. So I'm like forcing it shut.
The assisted door.
Yeah, so
okay.
I'm the fucking somewhere between Mark Ruffalo Hulk and like fucking just animated Hercules. Just like, oh damn it! I had to slam that door, and then I fucking turn around. I put my back against. I just scream. I'm just like, just wash your hands and get back to work. As I fucking trot down the fucking thoroughfare to get on an elevator and act as though I don't need like somebody with a half their skull missing to have a room.
As if you have to pretend that didn't happen, like you didn't see
I
it.
saw them later. I saw them later, and the lovely 400-pound gal looked at me with shame in her eyes. The 500-pound gal looked at me with something else, and she was, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I know you did that.
Weren't you like, you need to turn in your radios?
Yeah, I was collecting them. I was collecting pagers and keys at the end of the day, and like legitimately
Going on as business as usual.
They're supposed to put them physically in your hand. That was actually part of the procedure. Put them physically in your hand.
Like,
and
can
you
you just
sign
set
off
them
on-
down?
Oh no! I presented a bucket. I produced a bucket, dude. Legit, I knew because they were gonna. I knew because my buddy was one of the other EVS managers, and he was like, "Oh, you're collecting," and I was like, "Not after what I saw," and he was like, "Yeah, you are," and he just left. He just fucking left, forcing me to do that shit. So I found like a fucking little. I found a little parcel. And I'm just like, please put this in here. I know where the bumpy knuckles have been.
Bumpy knuckles. Jesus Christ.
That's not even the worst hospital story, but
Holy
like,
fuck.
they came down and presented that shit, and the 400-pound gal, like, she looked at me with shame in her eyes, and the other one was just, bet you wish you was there. I was there.
You'd be like, yeah,
I was there.
Unfortunately, I was present for a little bit too long.
No, fuck it all. It all was too long. Like,
what
no
I'm
one
saying.
stumbles on the fucking burial site and thinks, oh, well, I'm not going to stare into this for too long or else the police won't question me. Like, I only saw a partial dead body.
It's like a car crash. You can't look away.
Except
Like you should be, but you can't.
Except the car crash had a gravitational void because there was so much fucking mass in there and moisture. You feel that shit. You know how long it took me to come back to tuna and egg salad? I love tuna and egg salad, man.
No. All right, next fucking
All right,
topic.
next.
God.
Oh,
Let's just
we
talk
want to hear
about
another
poop like
terrible
normal
story?
people.
Another terrible story. Oh, we want to hear another terrible hospital story? I got so many.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. He's actually teeing me up.
We
for this?
got some time. Why not?
Oh, God. He closed his eyes.
The only one I remember is the one where you got stabbed and when you
What?
What do you
mopping the floor.
okay.
You were mopping the floor and got stabbed?
Okay, so do we want to hear do we want to hear erotic pooping, or do we want to hear me getting stabbed?
I like the stab one better because the
You can't make me pick between A and A.
Sophie's choice. Sophie's choice.
choice.
It's either me taking an owie to the hip or me taking an owie to the heart. How are we playing this?
I want the physical one.
Oh, you
Yeah.
would.
I can't
wouldn't you,
handle
slut?
any more heart.
Oh, it's yeah. Well, the ones.
Was this a patient that fucking stabbed you?
Yes and no. Okay.
All right. Set it
What
up.
happened was
You
I
see what
was
happened
covering
was.
third shift. I was covering third shift managerial duties in EVS.
It's
and
always third shift.
I work third shift now, dude, at a particular hospital around here, and let me tell you, I'm so isolated from people. It's wonderful. I'm like the gremlin they keep. in
My
the back.
girlfriend works at a St. Paul's Elderly, and she's like, "I'm never working third ever." And like, I hate it. It's
why?
The because she has to work at fucking Alzheimer's ward.
Yeah.
That's
It's
sundowning.
spooky ass.
Yeah, let them walk
The
around and
ward-
shit.
No, because
Put on boxing gloves. You're gonna win. They're not even gonna remember.
They're gonna be confused and violent. So
Yeah, they're gonna be confused on when the bell rang.
just stand in the hallway. Bing, bing, bing.
And there's gonna be some random dude
Where
in
am
his 90s just
I?
going like the fighting Irish as she comes around the corner with like a fucking taser.
What?
Pocket sand. Like,
Pocket sand. All right. So
So
how did we get? So we work
Okay.
in third shift.
I'm working third shift, EVS management. I'm filling in overnight because it's EVS and no one wants to fucking work that shit. The principal output for EVS on third shift is like trash run and ER.
Okay.
And so this particular hospital, which shall remain nameless, is one of like it is undisputed the worst ED, at least the worst clientele ED in the whole of a particular major metropolitan city in Ohio, allegedly.
Damn.
And so you deal with some interesting creatures overnight, and it bears noting that the particular demographic of the woman in question here was she was African American and not happy about me existing at all. She made that very clear very rapidly.
Okay. So the angst was there.
Oh yeah. So I'm in the so we had a
Turned into Creed really quick there.
she took me higher. Well, with arms wide open, actually. Yeah, it's not. That's very no. But so I'm in this ED waiting room, and I'm cleaning up. It's fucking huge. There's literally like 80 people in there, and we're at capacity. Certain PD is over in the corner eating pizza. Dead fucking serious. Which, good they stopped eating donuts. That's fantastic. And we just had a gentleman, I don't know if he expired, but he left enough on the floor where he might as well have expired. And so there's a fuckload of blood and different fluids on the floor. And I'm like, dude, I can't get anybody on the horn because they're all doing discharges or trash. So I'm like, I'll just come by and clean it. And I'm going through and I'm mopping and I'm doing like my full shebang and I got the fucking button up and the tie and I was like, don't mind me, guys. Happy work voice. Absolutely. If you don't mind me, I'm going to come in a little bit closer. There's a little blood here. We got to get this bioburden off the floor. And, I'm hitting the voice. I'm smiling, just like, haha, I'm just happy to be here.
Right.
And this woman is murmuring loudly. And I want to paint a picture here. This woman, in stereotype breaking fashion, is African American, and she's like, fucking, she's. She was constructed out of like melted mannequin parts. Like she's just fucking. She was like
Silent
Legion.
Hill.
She was like Legion from fucking Castlevania. She was just like a ball of people
shit.
they formed into an anthropomorphic creature.
Oh, yeah.
And she is flanked. She's flagged on every side by like a harem of the skinniest honky gentleman you've ever seen. And like you look at it and like now in retrospect I realized they were skinny because she clearly was eating all of their food. There was no way around it. But I was just like, way to break the stereotype. I'm glad you inverted that. That's pretty cool. It's progressive of
There
you.
you go.
And I'm going through and it's like I'm getting closer to her and like I'm announcing to everybody. I'm like I'm coming.
I'm just trying not to be rude.
Yeah,
like, hey, sorry.
There's an onus for in this particular city. There's a giant. It was one of the bedbug hotspots of America.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, please, God, I don't want to take that shit home with me.
Right.
So I'm mopping. I'd rather slip and fall in the blood than get a bed bug.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one washes out. But so I'm mopping, and I'm like stroking my way through there. I'm doing perfect form. I'm like, yeah, I'm a great employee. And this woman keeps continually murmuring behind me, and I'm just like, don't mind me, ma'am. I'll be out of your hair in just a moment. Absolutely. And I'm telling jokes to like people as I'm going by.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I forgot how to throw a boomerang, but then it came back to me. Ha ha! Reading a book on anti-gravity. I can't put it down. Ha ha!
There you go.
It's all dad jokes like that.
Yeah.
And once again, ladies, I'm sorry, I'm married. So
Too bad.
yes, I can't. Which
Stop.
Which one's the bleep here? Moister. There we go.
Stop. Unless it's tattoo related, stop messaging me. I can't do anything for you.
Buy enough tattoos, you can get an introduction. But I digress. So I'm mopping near this woman. She's muttering under her breath, and it's all indecipherable. And I'm just going around, and like literally, I keep looking back, and I'm going near the seats, and there's a fuckload of blood. This is like a 3 to 4 minute thing.
Damn.
And like these guys are all like forming a fucking like V, like they're the goddamn Mighty Ducks. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? Oh well, let me just finish this up, and then just and I'm just like, what the fuck? And all I don't even look back, and she just goes like, motherfucker, too close, and then like she just fucking. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did she just slap me? I look down, and there is, jutting out of my fucking thigh, an eyeglass repair, like, kit. Like, those little fucking screwdrivers.
Like little screwdrivers?
Yeah. It's right in my fucking hip. It's just is shooting out. And like, don't get me wrong. Like, I got some heft. I have some meat. Doesn't mean I want shit in it.
Right.
And like,
So she just fucking...
she stabbed me. She's like, this motherfucker got too close to me. I ain't like it. She's just screaming. I ain't like it.
Just screaming and top of it.
And it's like that fucking scene from Ace Ventura when nature calls. He's got the fucking spear in his leg.
Yeah.
And I'm gesturing over to the pizza eating cunts over there, and I'm just like, what are you gonna do about this shit?
And they're and they're hearing this shit, just sucking on their pepperonis.
Dude. Please insert that picture of me in the shower.
Eating their large sausage pizza. Anyway.
So I'm looking, what the fuck?
What
and
the
CPD
fuck,
looks
dude?
over, and the dude, a certain amalgamation of letters, looks over, and he puts down his pizza angrily. He's like, yeah,
sorry to inconvenience you. My bad.
Dude, so this fucking guy, he comes by, and like this woman screaming at him, and he's just like fucking 6'10". He's a built brick shit house. He doesn't even talk to her. He just fucking tases her.
No questions asked.
He's walking up. Ugh. And like,
Just all tired.
and like he doesn't even take her for the full ride, admittedly. But like when she gets hit, she fucking throws herself back, and she takes out her fucking honky harem like a bunch of fucking bowling pins. And it's just like you just see him go down. You see him go down, and it's. I look back.
God.
I look back. Bearing in mind, I'm stationary. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look. Oh, that's okay, I guess. And I look, and I fucking just walk into the ED, and I talk to my then buddy's wife, and I'm just like, you, and she's like, oh, fine, come over here. What did you do this time? It's like, I existed. She's like, yeah, it's fine. I've been dealing with it for years.
I existed.
It's like
it's not my fault.
I got this thing jutting out of my fucking hip.
Didn't you say that that same officer was like, yeah, this is Brenda or whatever. It's happened before.
Oh,
Or whatever her name was.
Well, she was like a fucking reoccurring character.
like he goes like, yeah, we knew that bitch.
We
We knew that bitch. I'm like, but were you gonna do something about it? He's like, she's not here anymore. I'm like,
yeah, we.
but
Just
you gonna
did
do something about it? Like, and he was just like,
Jesus
she's
Christ.
gone. And like he just looked
So,
at me,
like-
and just nodded his head. She's gone.
They just like tased her and just were like,
Like, well, we got
He's
it out of here.
tased her, and they fucking apparently threw her out like Barney and Moe from The Simpsons.
yeah, the
she's
neck and collar.
Yeah, apparently she's a frequent fucking flyer.
Oh my God.
And I don't know. It's not like they give out fucking ice cream at these EDs. I don't know what the fuck she was coming in for. So she fucking lances me in the leg, and like I didn't know what it was until they pulled it out, and like they tried to give it to me. Like, is this yours? Like, I don't want that. That's been inside of me.
So just for reference, so people know what it is. ED means
Emergency department.
there you go.
Not eating disorder, not erectile dysfunction.
Wow.
Emergency department.
It's
No, it was
it's
erect
weird.
out of my fucking hip. I tell you.
That's so fucked. So like you like a full out scar, or was it like too small to scar?
It was too small. So it was too small to scar, and it was in an area that was like, I'm a hairy beast, so who could fucking tell? Like,
Right.
I look at it and I'm just like, there might be something
That's
there.
still so fucked. So like, did they just dig it out of your hip and put in like a suture or
Dude,
give you a Band-Aid?
So, being that it was my buddy's wife,
Yeah.
she gloved up, and she just like pressured the area, and then she just goes like 3, 2. She didn't even say 1. She goes, she just pulls it out, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "It's out, isn't it?"
I
She puts
guess.
gauze on that shit, and she's like, "You hold it." I'm like, okay,
And then fuck.
dude. It was,
God
And
yeah,
I still repair my glasses with it to this day.
Yeah,
I don't know.
never seen better.
That'd be fucking
ain't want
hilarious.
it. That
That'd
shit was
That would
ridiculous.
have been the best follow up ever. Have you pulled it out of your fucking pocket and fix your glasses in
Yeah,
anyway? So.
it's the same one.
The only thing that would have been better is if I pulled it
Like
out
dried
and then I
blood on
started
it.
producing like scarves like the fucking magician.
You would just
Boop, 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 boop.
Dude, that
the
was
flower on the shirt with the water squirt.
Yeah,
Dude, that was so rough. Like like
That's so fucked to me.
understand. It
dude.
was like
man.
literally. It was like that was a Saturday night, and then it was like
That was a Saturday.
It was sub 12 hours later, we had somebody that literally, like, because the only reason I knew about this because I was working, I ended up having to work into Sunday morning.
Mm.
The only reason I knew about this, like fucking 6 hours later, that same ED waiting room, I had to go back and start cleaning because some guy literally cooked, like, it ended up being like a gallon of blood in one of the bathrooms because
What?
his I don't know, this isn't a HIPAA violation. I didn't give a name out, but his girl OD'd because he bought her some shit, and like he brought her in. He was just like, fix her up, and then they were like, ain't nothing to fix now, and he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. So he goes into the bathroom, he pulls out the fixture, and he takes part of the fixture and he fucking cuts his neck open, and it's not doing the job because his pulse is too slow because he's fucked up as well. And so he just takes the fucking, apparently he's a fancy electrician. He just like, and like it literally caused like this massive explosion in the upper half of his body. And I had to go clean that shit with gauze on my hip.
Jesus.
Holy
And then-
shit.
No, my plight is the important one. My leg hurt and I had to clean that
My
shit.
leg hurt.
Holy fuck.
I had an owie and I had to clean up all that man's owie.
I'm going to take this minute for right now. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to give flowers to everybody that works in the healthcare field or anybody
I'll
even
take my
remotely
fucking
close
flowers.
and related
Yes,
to
Give
it.
me my flowers.
first responders, nurses, doctors, everywhere in between.
The people that clean the toilets, give me my flowers.
LPNs, RNs, CNAs, fucking everything.
EVS, give me my flowers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like, the shit you fuckers have to deal with every day is bananas to me. And you guys don't get enough respect. And I know COVID was like, we love you. And afterwards we were like, we hate you. But guess what? We love you. So, thank you.
Real talk, at the risk of fucking up my employment, anybody that puts a sign in front of their house that says, like, a hero works here, like, unless you have the power of flight or a utility belt that you employ for more than wet naps and fucking, like, I don't know, like
Cheerios.
gloves.
Cheerios.
Yeah, then unless you employ those on a regular basis, unless you are the knight or vengeance, no, fuck you. You're not a hero. You work a job and you do it well, and I appreciate you, but you're not fucking here. Fuck you. You can't take flight. If I brought kryptonite out, you'd be fine.
If it was real,
you'd
be fucked.
Yeah, it would be fucked, but it is not. So I'm fine. Give me my flowers. I clean your flowers. I don't do that any longer. I do a separate position that will remain nameless at this point, but I don't got to deal with people, so it's pretty.
This is why we call him Mr. E.
So hospitals repair scars, but they also create them mentally and physically.
Ooh,
so remember that.
Oh Jesus! Like, whoa, is that the outro? Is that what we're doing?
I was thinking so, but here we are.
I mean, like, well, I have many more. I've seen more penises in a hospital than I have ever seen on the internet.
On the whole of the internet.
The whole being the operative word. But I had to destroy that nice moment. Viewer at home, you specifically. Yes, I couldn't let you.
I was really hoping that I was hoping that you would just leave it at that. I've seen my fair share of penises, and then I was gonna do.
I've seen my fair share of penises, and I just take the cans off, and I walk out stoically.
Mic drop it.
We are the champions playing in the background.
I was going to go with sad violin solo, but that's so much better.
That is better. That's way better.
It's just him accepting his gold medal at the Olympics.
The platform with that.
We are the champions, as that shower picture is like the...
I'm using that at some point. If I hadn't already used it, I'm putting it right here.
We were tempted to have me call in when I was in North Carolina call in to do the podcast. And then what Luke was going to do was just superimpose a picture of me.
Like up floating on top of the chair?
Just floating on the chair. And so when we edited it, we would every time I was talking, it would just cut to me not being here, but it would just be like a Photoshop picture of me.
Yeah.
That's not uncanny valley and terrifying at all.
Yeah, right.
Look over to the chair, nondescript. God damn it, Ray, stop touching me.
I was going to have him send me like
of me when I was like 20 or something.
Pictures of like 5 emotions, so depending on what we were saying, he could have a reaction to it as well.
Like, is Ray in the room with us right now?
It's just screen
John
captures
Edwards.
of me going...
Yeah, exactly.
Whole time. John Edwards.
That's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Crossing over with John Edwards.
All different outfits.
Ray, is that you?
Jesus Christ.
Knock twice if you're here.
So stay away from hospitals unless you really need some help.
Yeah. Oh, strong
Stay
agree.
away.
Yeah, no, please don't visit Corey Wheeler.
Or you're dropping off flowers.
Yes.
For me specifically.
Yes.
I'll take that.
Go in there, go to one, and if you see someone doing their S-shaped mopping routine, just say, you know what, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but do it at a distance because some of them are surly as fuck, dude. Holy shit. The wall of embitterment you have to pass by. Holy shit.
You got to be a kind of a brash human to do some of that shit sometimes.
No, you have to be a beaten down human. That is the last stop before bedrock, and then you look up and you're like, oh shit, this is the bottom.
You got to be able to set your pizza down upset. Walk over real slow.
Dude, you've
be
never
ready
lived.
To taste a motherfucker.
You've never lived until somebody has anger shit at you. Like anger shit. I've literally had a woman whom every day she saw me, she'd be so upset because she hate my, and I quote, "Dem corny ass jokes is lame." She'd lean her fucking ass over the side of the bed and she just let the soup ladle fall.
Oh, come on.
You need to come back and get this. We're like,
there's a story that could segue to, but it's not mine to tell.
I already like this.
Nah, I'm not telling it.
God damn.
I kind of want to, but it's not mine to tell.
No, because we might have him in.
We're going to have him.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're going to have him.
We got to wait. We got to wait for him to be in.
You say that you've never...
There's a lot.
You called it anger shitting?
Anger shitting.
Our buddy did not deal with anger shitting. He dealt with somebody direct eye contact and then proceeding to shit on his floor. And
all right.
never break eye contact.
Save it.
But
Save
I'm
it.
not
Save
going
it.
to,
Off camera.
I
we'll-
have-
It's
I
fine.
have
I'll
this
tell
sto-
you off camera because there's a whole story that goes behind.
Dude,
it.
this
But I'll
is, if
save
we
it for
had
off
more
camera.
time, I have a story. It's that, but sexual.
And that is when we're gonna drop that.
yeah, that is when we're gonna drop that.
Thanks for tuning in. No,
No, we're about an hour and a half, so
I was gonna say we're about
we'll
reaching
cut this.
our.
Cut
Sorry
this
for
one.
the PTSD. I didn't mean.
No,
it.
it's fine. This is gonna be entertaining as fuck.
Well, yeah, but
I
not,
feel like every
not for the
guest that
people that
we've
are
had on
weeping
is
into a
just-
cock-shaped pillow at the end of this.
I feel like every person that we've come on to has just been like better and better and better, more interesting shit to talk about every single time.
Also, I'm the new bar. Then I'm the new benchmark, is what you're telling me.
Pretty
I take
close.
compliments.
I
Goddamn.
think it's you and Dan.
Fuck
Yeah.
Dan. I'm here right now. Flowers for me.
Flowers.
So yeah, this next week, 1 week from now, we'll also have another one out. So
True dat. True
back
dat.
to back because of Ray's vacation.
True dat. Fuck
He
this
was
guy's
saving
vacation.
turtles.
I washed my testicles for him, and he didn't show up.
I
Both
was
of them.
saving turtles, looking at horses,
I was crowning
visiting
a turtle
all the
head,
crazy
and
shit.
he was not
Crowning
here.
turtles.
That reminds me, I have like one more crazy fucking story.
That's-
Go ahead.
Though. So, are you familiar with Roanoke?
Dude, I'm a
Nothing-
Roanoke native.
Nothing happened.
Actually. I mean, no, allegedly.
Something.
Like Roanoke Island.
Oh, well, yeah, no,
Yes.
we knew about that.
Okay, so you know about that.
Disappearing.
Like,
Right.
all the spooky fucking crazy pirates and all that other shit.
Mhm.
So do you ever hear the story about the Cora tree?
Cora. I don't. No.
With
I
the
don't think
carving?
Huh?
With the carving?
The carving.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, it's a
the
good
Cora
story,
tree.
so. Okay, I haven't.
So there's a huge like legend behind it. I'm not gonna fucking say the whole thing. It's very, very long. Basically, a woman and her child navigated to Roanoke, and they lived there by themselves. She built like a fucking shanty by herself. This was also right around the time that it was towards the end of the Salem witch trials.
Mhm.
And here you have a woman by herself with a child with no husband who is just reluctantly gone in that time period.
You had to go get smokes. It's fine.
Gotta go get some milk from the grocery store. I never came back. So a lot of like weird, and of course a lot of it was probably like hearsay bullshit,
Oh,
fucking
sure.
witch
Yeah.
stories and shit like that.
Which are
And
real.
there were, like, what the fuck was it? She touched a neighbor's cow, and that cow suddenly stopped producing milk. This kid made a funny face
That
at her
cunt.
daughter, and suddenly suddenly that
The
kid.
quickest one ever.
Yeah.
I hexed that shit. It's the wrong button now.
So like there's another story about her there was a kid in the fucking village that made a funny face at her daughter, and suddenly that kid almost died of an illness.
Had it coming.
She suddenly never had an issue fishing, and all the fishermen were having a problem fucking catching fish. So all of this shit was starting to kind of like people were starting to talk and be like, oh, witchcraft,
Yeah,
like because
yeah.
obviously it was right around that time period. Well, there was a captain that pulled up to that area, and he was actually from Salem, and he spent a large amount of his time like witch hunting and like clearing fucking villages of evil at the time. And he was like, I'm going to save this village from this fucking bitch. And
Doing the Lord's work.
basically, yeah. So they rounded her up essentially, and I can't remember the name of the types of oak trees that they are, but there's not a lot of them. But they grow to be like fucking massive, and they grow not instead of like growing up, they grow like out. So they're like these huge, huge, thick oak trees, and they have a certain name, and I can remember, but they also can live to be like 1,000 years old. And this fucking thing has been around since like the fucking like literally since the Salem witch trial. So what the fuck is that, like 500 fucking years at this point?
Something like that.
Ooh, 300?
Is it 300?
I thought it was
300 or 400?
1700.
Was it
18th century.
1700s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that. So around since then. So the legend goes is they strapped her and her fucking baby to this tree, and we're gonna set her on fire. Like the kindling was like underneath her feet and like ready to go. She basically used like her fucking last breath as she's like holding her kid to curse them. And as she did, the fucking sky cracked open, fucking lightning bolt hit the tree. The kindling never started on fire, and she and her kid had disappeared. and there is Cora carved into the tree. I have the pictures. Cora is carved into that tree and has been there.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually, this is what kind of gets kind of fucking crazy spooky. Kind of goes into like our creepypasta shit they were talking about before. The craziest part is, so they've done so much like research on these types of like oak trees. If you carve something into these trees when they're young, like back then, there's a good chance that it would never show up again unless you carved it into like the very base of that tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a chance that it'll stay there. So when they found it, it was located at like the base of the fucking like of the actual like stump of the tree. Now it's like eye level with me, and you can clearly fucking see CORA like into the bark of the tree.
Is there like stuff on it where it's like a velvet rope and like no, don't go near this thing, or is it just
You can go near. Actually, when you go near it, there's a ton of people have like laid out like seashells and stuff like that, like next to it, like put on like little offerings and stuff like that, because it's a big thing for like people practice like witchcraft and stuff like that, like pagans and stuff like that. Like they use it. It's like a landmark for a lot of people that like are really into that and like believe in that type of stuff. Very distinct sign on it that literally says, "Don't fucking touch Cora, please. Like leave it alone."
Right.
The crazy part is that when you drive down this road, it's in the middle of just a residential neighborhood. They split the road around it. They never dug this tree up. They just let it be.
Just leave it.
They literally just paved the road around it. You go to any road in that entire fucking neighborhood in Roanoke,
Straight.
every fucking thing is just straight through. You go down this road, and it splits the whole fucking road, and you're not allowed to touch it. That tree is growing over both sides of the fucking road, like into everyone's yard, and no one's allowed to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I have pictures of it, of Alex standing in front of it. It is fucking huge how big that tree is.
Fucking cool.
Yeah, it was really fucking cool. And I thought that one was, like, pretty badass, because that's just a fucking, I don't know, it's a cool story that goes with it, too. And I was like, dude, yeah, dude, fucking, we'll put up a picture of it, but look at the size of that fucking tree.
Yeah, that thing's massive.
Dude, seriously.
Yeah, dude, it is fucking huge.
I like it's like tendrils going out in every direction.
Oh, those are all the roads that go around it, huh?
Yeah, so,
It was fucking Lovecraftian and shit.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so,
Dunwich horror.
all right,
Oh, I caught that pun. I, too, am a dad.
so that's where it is. CORA.
Well, let me get my old man shit on here.
I need my glasses.
So yeah, that's about eye
shit.
level. So it's literally like it literally says Cora.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, which
I've
I
never
thought
seen
was
a picture of it before.
Yeah, it is fucking cool. So we got up like really close to it, and there's the sign like literally. So that's apparently where the tree was struck by lightning, because that's the only side of the tree that doesn't have a branch coming off of it. And then right next to that, like right here, is where it says Cora.
That's fucking cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
When I was the fucking here's the creepy part. Ready?
Hour and a half long.
So
podcast.
here's the last creepy part before this happens. Okay, so I'm reading about this
Followed
tree
by a story
because
about
we're headed to the lighthouse, which is like not the Hatteras Lighthouse I was talking about before. So I was like, oh fuck, there's this cool like Cora tree over here. I want to read about this. So it's the middle of the night in an Airbnb, and my kid's asleep, and I think the other one's asleep. And I'm laying in bed by myself, and I'm reading this spooky fucking witch story about, like, crazy shit, right? And as I'm reading it, really quiet, out of nowhere, all I hear is... I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, that's not a thing. I like mute the TV, and it's dead quiet, and I'm like... what the fuck is going on? And mind you, Alex is in the room. I'm by myself. So I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. It's North Carolina. There's some probably like spooky shit. Somebody probably got buried under the house or something. Like, I don't know.
Next to the horse.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, what the fuck is that sound? And I hear it again. I hear, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I'm like, hold on a second. And I'm like, I stop everything, and I don't move, and I don't make any fucking sounds, and I hear it again. And then I look over, and it's my kid's, like, monitor for, like, them sleeping. Mm-hmm. And I look over, and my kid is, like, just done, dude. He's out cold. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I, like, grab the monitor, I unplug it. I literally shove it next to my ear. And really faintly, like a fucking, like, spooky poltergeist fucking sound you hear is, I'm like, what the fuck? And I put the fucking monitor down, and I walk over to the kid's room, and I open it. And Harper's laying in bed. I'm like, Harper, what are you doing? And she looks at me and she goes, and she gives me this
making those
fucking
sounds?
yes. So she's laying in bed with nothing on and just with her dolls, just singing to her dolls.
I thought you
And-
were going to say there was a late night Ron Popeil commercial on.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah.
So I like literally the funniest part is I open the door and I go, Harper, and she looks, she goes, and like goes like, yeah. I'm like, no. And I'm like, no, not thumbs up. Go to bed. She's like,
That's the fucking homie. Don't
okay.
let him talk
And
shit.
I'm like, shush. Your brother's asleep. Just go to sleep. And she's like, okay. And I'm like,
Don't read witch stories with children around.
dude, it was so fucking
They're
scary.
fucking
dude.
diabolical. I have
I
like
was like-
18 of them. Trust me.
18.
Well, and the worst is the fucking stories about her and her kid. And I'm like, okay, and it's like a little girl, like that's like, getting like,
Getting acquainted with yours.
yeah. And so all of a sudden I was like, oh, great, this is how it starts. And I'm like, fucking Cora has inhabited our child.
Well, now you get to hear all sorts of wonderful limericks and sounds in the middle of the night. Enjoy. Happy Halloween.
me.
See y'all next year, man.
Poltergeist is also a cunt.
It's great to be back, America.
Anyway, that's my spooky fucking pasta story, and it just scared the shit out of me.
Did
So.
you just hit me up with a greased up deaf guy?
It was a greased
It
up
was.
deaf guy.
I hate that I catch that reference. All this fucking brain damage. I
Oh.
remember that
Great to
shit.
be back,
Whoa.
America. See y'all next week.
All right.
All right,
10 is in the books.
10 is in the books.
I don't know why they invited me. This
Thanks.
was lovely, though. I
It
appreciate
was. It
you.
was fun. Thanks
We'll
for
see
coming
if
in,
we'll
man.
see you for 11.
See you for 11. Appreciate you guys.
They're doing hand gestures. Thumbs up.
For the Emperor.
For the
Oh shit! I didn't agree to that.
Ha